coming to you live from Las Vegas. As you see, I switched hotels. Beautiful view of the Sphere and the Strip and the golf course out the back. If I didn't have the microphone and everything tied in, I'd walk over, but I'm posting a lot of views. Cool, man. It was cool, especially seeing that meta planet. In fact, let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Let me type a quick GM just over checking on my X fam over there, making sure everyone can see me there. But little GM for good morning in the chat. But let me go over and see if I can. Let me go over to X. Let me show you this video I posted of the Sphere. Cool to see Metaplanet on there. Of course, Bitcoin 2026 is a wrap. Yesterday was the last day after 3 event-filled days. Of course, I got here on Saturday, and I'll be here for a couple more days, so I'll be coming here tomorrow. But anyway, I switched hotels, and they offer a high-speed option, which is nice. It's actually working great too. I say that as X takes a second to load up here. See, that's what I get. Okay, let me see how I can. Let me see. I don't really use X that much. Let me see if I can. I just want to see. Trying to look at my. If I can look at my time. I just wanted to show you this thing I posted, a Metaplanet. The meta. It was just super cool to see, you know, because the Sphere. So many people talked about. You know, putting this stuff on the Sphere. So it's cool to see Metaplanet all week, especially last night. Anyway, I don't know. Here, let's go. You know what? I don't know how to find it. I don't know how to go to my timeline on the thing here. Let's pisses me off. I just wanted to show you my it's worthless. Anyway, wasting your time here. Anyway, I wanted to show you that Metaplanet thing on my timeline that I posted. You can go to my feed and see it. Here we go. Let's see if I can. Okay, here we are. Posts. Okay, let me just show you. It was just so cool to see because so much talk, and I know Crypto.com did one, and here it is. Let me just click on this. I thought this was so freaking cool. This is out on my hotel room window here, but yeah, I just really thought it was cool to see that all week. Of course, I didn't have a good view of the Sphere from my last room, but yeah, I said I'm sure it's probably over now because I'm sure it's super expensive. But Metaplanet, of course, the Japanese version of MicroStrategies, you know, and I'm just going to go back and look at the small one there. But yeah, Metaplanet. Sorry for this diversion here, but let a few more people come in. There you can kind of see it. It was just I just shot this from my hotel room last night, but it was just super cool to you know, to see that. Like I said, I think one of the NFT projects did it once, but I know for sure Crypto.com one time had a solid gold one, which you probably saw. Anyway, I took some footage of this. I just thought it was awesome, and of course they were here, had a booth and everything. I took some footage. I'll post some content later, but yeah, I just thought that was super cool. So cool to see. And then I took some other. Love the Sphere, man. I could sit and watch it for hours and hours. I'm on the 50 plus floors. I don't know how many floors they have here, but anyway, I'm up here checking it out. But anyway, so listen, yesterday, Chairman Powell, we'll talk a little bit about it, but Chairman Powell came out and said, hey, we're not going to, I'm not leaving, basically, right? And he's very hawkish, as anticipated. He doesn't like Trump. Trump doesn't like him. But he came out as very, very hawkish. Like I say, not expected, but then he came out and said he's not leaving. He said because of Trump and his investigations, he's not leaving as a governor. I think there's like 7 or 9 or something like that. And his term is 2 more years, I think. And then Trump said he don't want to leave because no one wants him. He can't find another job and blah forth. But he said it's because of the investigations, and he's going to stay on to kind of see that through, and worried that Trump's going to manipulate the Fed. Anyway, he's out as Fed chairman, but maybe staying on. May just be a negotiation technique. Maybe you'll get him to drop those charges. But anyway, interesting thing. Hey, Goachmaster, my man, GM. Got to thank Goachmaster because last year they had an early bird ticket thing, and Goachmaster got his, so he was able to. He gave. He's come. He's a good longtime friend, longtime listener on my show. It's been going on for almost 5 years on X. But Coachmaster, unlike myself, took action on that early bird, got those tickets, was able to get my wife a ticket. They were transferable. So thanks again, Coachmaster. We enjoyed that, had a great time, and maybe next year. Of course, it's in, as we know, it's in. It's going to be in Tennessee next year, so maybe you can join us there. That'd be cool. I'm not sure where you are, but I think you're more on the East Coast somewhere. So love to have you there. We'll hang out, have some fun. But good morning to you. But yeah, so anyway, that kind of tanked the market. And listen, here's the thing. Used to see it almost daily. Don't see it as much anymore because they have been coming down on some of the market makers. But listen, some of the unregulated exchanges, some of the old whales, whoever, love to flush out leverage, right? We got people here trading at 100x leverage and 50x leverage. And so yesterday we had I have the slide. I think it's like 577 million liquidated in longs. And so when they seize an opportunity like this, and of course the markets were already closed, so we become kind of the whipping boys, so to speak. Anyway, the market's dumped, as you'll see. But futures are opening up pretty big, 67% for the NASDAQ, 64%. And we open up in 2 minutes now, so we'll see how it happens. S&P up 0.48. But crypto kind of got slammed. Bitcoin, we'll pull up the chart here. Bitcoin is at 76,310, officially down 1% for the day. But up a little bit from where it has been. But you can see I kind of expect a little bit of a pop when the market opens within the first hour or two. We'll see what happens. But yeah, classic using news to manipulate the market, flush out, like I say, over $500 million in longs. So I would just say, I think that's most of what it is. I wasn't following the market minute by minute like I usually do. I was very busy. And then I came back to the hotel and literally had to work for about another 6 hours till almost 11 p.m., midnight my time. And I get up at 4 to do the shows and get all my content ready. So, yeah, it's didn't get that much sleep. I'm speaking kind of quiet because we're in a big suite, but my wife's still sleeping, so I don't want to wake her up quite this early. Though we're pretty early birds anyway, but me more than her because I have no choice. But anyway, down a whopping 2%. XRP. By the way, I did see XRP on the TI billboard, and I saw it on the big side of the resorts world. So someone was asking me about it. I said I hadn't seen anything, but yesterday I started seeing. I don't know much about the event. I'll look into it. I doubt I'll head over to it, but a shout out to XRP guys. But anyway, they're at $1.36.8, down 0.6. So it looks like Ethereum's got hit the worst. Solana 83.06, down 1%. So that's what's happened. Let's look at some of the news, and then we'll cruise over and check out the thing. First thing I looked at was the fear and greed to see where it was at. 29, so a little higher than yesterday, but still we were up in the neutral there for a while. But anyway, 29 is fear. We were locked in, as you know, we were locked in extreme fear for over 3 months, and that's 24 or less. We even got down to single digits, low teens for a while. So it shows you people are still a little bit freaked out and don't know what to do, which is, look, we got quite a bit of, if you think about it, quite a bit of uncertainty in the market. By the way, welcome everyone. Appreciate you listening live and find out what's going on, whether on YouTube or X Live, and also people may be listening to it either on the podcast, which I haven't even checked to see if anyone's ever listened to one of my podcasts, but I started putting it over there. I need to find out more about it, but I know there's some people that listen to that, but mostly it's listeners here on X and YouTube. So appreciate you guys especially those listening live this morning. So good morning to you. And yeah, beautiful summer. I may hit the pool today, get a little what is it, vitamin D going here. If I don't get thrown out for not having a tan, we will see. But anyway, beautiful summer weather down here. I've been, of course, uh, busy as heck here doing stuff. Haven't had too much time. Did a little shopping. Been eating some great food. Um, oh, Coachmaster, you're from California. Oh, wow, getting your wife set up. Yeah, they didn't give away free tickets like they did last year. The tickets last night were 199, and I know they jumped up today. The Pro Pass, which is was 499. Anyway, I didn't grab it last night. It will be in July. I've got a fishing trip to Alaska in July. I've got to look at those dates, make sure. I'm trying to move them around so I can go. By the way, got some free. Um, Gold beads here from the Bitcoin conference. Kind of fun having it was a good time. I'm going to post a lot more content. It was weird. I couldn't post any content from the Venetian, like the worst, and I was mad at my provider and got out, and it was just they have some kind of blocker. Sometimes when you get too many cell phones going, there's just not enough bandwidth to supply it. I see that a lot in conventions in yeah and whatnot. But anyway, Ghostmaster, I for some reason thought you were out east, so yeah, Whispering Bitcoin Convention. Wife's here for 2027. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a blast in Nashville. Nashville, there's bars and good food and music, live music, and like it could be the smallest bar you've ever seen, and there'll be live music. It could literally be 20 feet wide, and the next bar 20 feet wide, and there'll be live music, man, in every one. So there's probably, I don't know, there must be 50 bands going at any given time on Broadway. And anyway, it's a lot of fun place to hang out, and Bitcoin's going to take over. Unlike Vegas, which it's nothing here, but it's literally going to take it over. So yeah, let's hope we make some money, maybe some Zoom coin, man. Maybe Zoom coin. We're working on a new affiliate program to help so everyone, all our loyal users can help refer friends and maybe get a little paid on when they use their debit cards forever. So anyway, looking forward to that. Working on that, trying to make it as robust as we can to be TBA, to be announced later, to be determined, whatever. Anyway, Eric Trump predicts Bitcoin going to 1 million. This was yesterday. He was on with this hedge fund manager of this multi, 40 billion dollar deal. Anyway, Eric Trump said Bitcoin's going to $1 million. I don't know if it's 2030. I don't know if it's 2031, but I absolutely believe it gets there. I've never been more bullish on this asset class in my life. Of course, representing American ABC, American Bitcoin, a mining firm that he runs and sits on. There's also that World Liberty Fi, though. That seems to be, they seem to be distancing themselves a little. They do have a stable coin and stuff. Which is going to be good, but it seems to be off to a rough start. But American Bitcoin doing well, and Eric Trump extremely bullish. I think that's great for crypto, to be honest with you. Cake Wallet, shout out to Cake Wallet. There's my girl, girl gone crypto. She kind of disappeared for a while. She's back. Anyway, makes some pretty good content, but I didn't run into her personally, but a few people I didn't run into. There's a lot of people there. Didn't run into Miss Teen Crypto or a lot of people I know, but like I say, it's a big place. A lot of I do more. Honestly, I'm in more side meetings and stuff with different people, influencers, investors, whatever. So I don't have as much time just to walk around and go to the things as I'd like to. But anyway, Cake Wallet got voted Bitcoin Wallet of the Year at Crypto 2026, Bitcoin 2026. Okay, let's see here. This was cool. This one I enjoyed. This, Morgan Stanley, of course, the first U.S. bank to open an ETF. This was their I don't know, head of product development or whatever. Anyway, she had a good thing. But they said they confirmed. She did confirm that there was a 4% Bitcoin allocation is what they're recommending to their clients. Um, they've got $400 billion in there. That would just be, I think, on their 4% of theirs. But it's early, and they're a bank. And what was interesting is he asked her about that $100 million coming in the first week. She said what's crazy is that was all organic. That was all self-directed. That had nothing to do with any of their clients being told what to do or suggested what to do or anything. And said it's still early. She kept coming back to we're still early, man. No one knows about it. It's still early. So, but 4%, man, that's a start, right? But yeah, I think a lot of people may miss that 160 million or whatever came in the first week was all self-directed, was just organic. People hearing about it like on this show and whatnot. So I thought that was cool. Japan's largest exchange, JPS, just told Bloomberg it will launch Bitcoin and crypto ETFs. World's fourth largest economy open to Bitcoin. So as they get more regulation and stuff there, we're seeing. Of course, they're smart, man. Asians, got to give it to them. They're smart with numbers. They're smart with finances, with math, all that stuff. So, man, hats off to my Asian friends out there in Nihongo, Japan. There. Strategy CEO. This was great. This was hosted by Nat Brunell. Of course, I have her book, but they're currently propping up my computer. I'd show it to you. I think I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna, if it's good, I'm gonna give some away on my Bitcoin morning show. But it's supposed to be a really good way to help people, kind of normies, understand Bitcoin. So I'm looking forward to that. Saw her a few times. Didn't get to talk to her. She was obviously running around, but I did talk to her family, friends, whoever was at her booth a few times. And it's funny, as I was checking in yesterday, I ran into a guy who kind of helped bring her in like 6, 7 years ago. And he's like, oh man, are they signed? And he saw my wife holding the 2 books, one for her, one for me. And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, he'd kind of turned her on to Bitcoin like 6 years ago. He's a personal trainer, cool guy. He gave me his email. He's like, yeah, can we call? I'll get a couple signed copies for you. So maybe we can get a few to give away on that GM Bitcoin morning show. But anyway, I love her. She's a great job. She does a great job. Happy. I love when she's on like the news and stuff. She just does a wonderful job. But anyway, she was on there with none other than Adam Back, who the New York Times said they thought was Satoshi. And he's, of course, opening up one of the biggest, like the 4th largest DATs and holders of Bitcoin right now. I saw their booth. I didn't talk to them. They're always busy there when I walk by, and I don't totally understand what they do, but they're looking to invest in crypto companies. I know CoinGym, we've had quite a bit of interaction with their company. Good people, and he's a legend, obviously. Only person personally mentioned in the Satoshi white paper, and also he was the first one to get one of the first people to ever get an email. Of course, he legend PhD in cryptography, and Satoshi Nakamoto modeled it after his Hashcash or whatever, an early one. So an early cryptocurrency. So anyway, he's not Satoshi, but if he was, you had the number 1 and 2 biggest holders of Bitcoin, because this Fong Le, however he says last name, he is the CEO of Strategy. Talked about MSTR, talked about Stretch. He said he foresees that they could see over 2 billion. They're moving in on 1 million right now, and that Stretch, he called it the iPhone of their, because they actually have like 5 preferreds, and they get confusing, but Stretch has been the one that's just really done there. And they have a booth, and I took some pictures there, and I will post that. But they have the honey badger as their logo. I love it. But man, I saw this guy that told me he introduced Nat Brunell, this personal trainer guy, really nice guy. He had a badass strategy hat on. Really cool hat. I would like to get my paws on, but didn't see him there. But anyway, I'm going to be buying more MSTR and more STRC2, looking at using some cash flow stuff in it. Steak and Shake, talked to them. Obviously, they were here last year as well. And I guess they have a location here. I may try and hit it before I leave, but I think they have 1 or 2 locations in Vegas, but don't have any in Utah where I live. But they said that Bitcoin payments could save millions in processing fees. And with that, let's see how the markets are doing, because they've been open for 11 minutes now. Let's see what's happening both with, see if we opened up where we thought we would. Let me refresh this notoriously slow site here. And then hopefully crypto's following. Okay, so NASDAQ, yeah, up point. Well, let's see. It actually shows it in the negative. So let's see what's going on. This thing's so slow. I don't trust it. Yeah, NASDAQ down 0.12. Looks like Dow held theirs with 0.63 and S&P 0.7. So yeah, not the direction we'd hoped it would go, but we'll see where it sorts itself out here. Bitcoin 76,156. Let's let it pull up here, and then let's look at the hourly chart, see what's happening just now, if it's dropping or holding in the last 12 minutes. Yeah, no, it's actually going up. So yeah, okay. I told you I thought it would go up, but we'll see if it holds. It doesn't surprise me. So it's it's up 0.3 in the last hour. Makes sense. We'll look at these hourly charts. Yeah, because I think we were the whipping child. We got abused because we were the only ones open. Same with Ethereum, 2267, down 1.1% for the day, flat for the hour, but you can see it's going up on the hourly chart. XRP having the convention here, plastered all over the billboards. $1.37 flat for the day. In the hour, it was in the negative. You see it had a bit of a pop there. And Solana, what do we got here? Solana 83.32 down 0.4 for the day. So these are better numbers. We're seeing increase in those. So that's good to see. So just as predicted, or as the moon Carl said, exactly as I predicted. Anyway, Bitcoin, this is cool. Alberta, Canada, which I believe has $143 billion in their strategic reserve, right? It's kind of like a state or a province. I think there's like 5 of them in Canada. But anyway, they bought 220 million in Bitcoin through MicroStrategy. So this is huge. I love this. This is why you just. It's like I think I talked to you yesterday. Paul Tudor Jones said it's one of the greatest investments of his life, and you just buy it and just sit there and wait for it to go up. So man, that's what I'm trying to do. Stack all the damn Bitcoin I can right now. But this gentleman, not that. I mean, I've seen him. I'm not that familiar with. I know he's a big hedge fund manager. Looks like a mafia dude, but looks like you're just your stereotypical, you know, big time power broker there on Wall Street. But nice guy, and I've seen him before. His company, I think this said they're over 40 billion, might even be 60 billion. But anyway, he said that his prediction. He was on with Eric Trump, and on the panel, him and Eric Trump speaking, and he said also he thought it'd be going over to $1 million. He said it's the best performing asset in the last 12 years. It's headed to $1 million. Coin mass institutional adoption is not priced in. So here he is on the stage with Eric. Yeah, good dude. Really enjoyed his presentation. I've seen some clips when he was speaking in over in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, the last token conference. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. This was cool. Strategies. Fong said, I bought 250,000 in Stretch just last week. I have a 1.75% 30-year fixed mortgage. Instead of paying down that mortgage, I put instrument that pays me 11%. That's 10x my mortgage rate. So similar to my wife, we got in. She got in, I should say, because it's her grandma's house. I have nothing to do with it except I do live there rent free. Sometimes, but I do have to take out the garbage, mow the lawns, things like that. But anyway, she lets me stay there for the time being. But we're on a 1.5 crazy low mortgage like that. Hey, Mr. Heine from the Heine community, man. GM. Yeah, I did play. Yes, if I played any craps yet. Yeah, I did play a little. Haven't won any yet. I can't DJ now like I used to because first off, I don't want to ghost my wife like I've done too many trips here to Vegas. So I'm playing very limited and man, having to get up early. I camped to bed about midnight last night and I get up at 4:30. So, but traditionally, before I was doing the GM Bitcoin show and whatnot, I would literally play all night and then do my the GM Bitcoin show with like an hour sleep and my voice was all crackly and but play a little we're staying a couple more days, So I'll play a little today, a little tomorrow. Not crazy like I used to. I'm not. I don't have a big budget because I'm wanting to buy Bitcoin, man. But good to see you. Great show today. The Heine community got some great. I got to I try and repost your walk and talk videos. Those are great every morning when you're at the sunrise things at the country club out there working out. I think they're inspiring and good stuff, and great little community over there. You guys ought to check it out. The Heine coin over there on X. But anyway, yeah. So this is an example, and I think we're going to see more and more of this. People saying, "Hey, I got this cash from my business or whatever. Let me throw it in there." They pay every month, and they have a vote right now to pay twice a month. He's like, you get your paychecks every week, every 2 weeks. Why not get paid here? Yeah, there it is. 537.63 million liquidated. Look, I'm telling you, I just think it's classic liquidation as we see. And as I predicted, it's coming up a little bit. It would help if the futures come up, though, to be honest with you. But even with the futures going, being even or down slightly, we're still going up. Tim Draper, he said he's been talking for $250,000 Bitcoin for years now. He says his prediction is close to coming true, man. So he was here at the convention. So shout out to Tim Draper, billionaire, very bullish on Bitcoin. Anyway, 250,000, you heard it. Well, I've been hearing it for years, but he says it's coming, and I agree. I agree. ARK Investments, Kathy Wood, she was here as well. 39 million of Robinhood shares. She sold 6 million in ETF and bought Robinhood, 39 million Robinhood. And look, ARK Investments they jump around a lot, right? Robinhood reported, people dump. People say it's because their crypto side didn't grow that fast. She's always wanted to jump in between these companies she likes, which is, obviously. I don't know who she buys through. I think it's probably iBit. I don't know if she holds MSTR, but for sure she holds a lot of Tesla. She holds a lot of Robinhood, Coinbase, even. So she's always moving between those. But her prediction is a $1.4 million Bitcoin by into 2030. So this is huge news. I think $1.7 trillion Meta is going to start paying. They're going to start paying their creators. They're going to start paying their creators in. Starting out with the Philippines and Colombia, but they're going to pay out their creators in stablecoin, and they got 4 billion users. So as they start moving towards the crypto side, by the way, welcome everyone listening live on X and over on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Iran warns it can remove the U.S. blockade by military force. No, I don't think so. But they've got like 10 little boats. I don't think they're going to be doing anything. Of course, they can shoot drones and missiles, but yeah, just more positioning, more talk. They're not doing shit in the straits. Yeah, Bitmine. I think I talked about this yesterday. They accumulate another 65,000 worth of ETH. Man, he does not slow down at all. We had some economic data. PCE came in at 0.7, expected 0.7. Core came in at 0.3, expected 0.3. A nothing burger there. We did have Q1 GDP, gross domestic product, come in at 2 and is expected at 2.2. So a little less than expected. That's not necessarily good for Trump, good for the economy. And that's why I think when you have war and oil going up, you're not going to have a lot of growth. So needs to get over that. Smarter, this is the British tech firm, the Smarter Web. They bought 28 more Bitcoin up to 2778. Not huge, but it's one more company buying. Pretty soon it's every company. And man, the vibe from a lot of these speakers and talkers and people I talk to, some of these movers and shakers, especially in TradFi, is that it's early. It's early, man. That's why I think it's such a great opportunity. It's on sale. Great opportunity for us to buy. Core PCE at 3%. I think that's what is expected as well. And jobless claims, 189 versus 215. So job market hasn't been as bad as expected. Wasabi protocol exploited for $5 million across multiple chains. Ethereum base, man, DeFi is in shambles right now. Powell said he's staying on the governor, and this was the news, obviously very hawkish tone as we expected. Of course, he hates Trump and vice versa. Said he's not leaving. So these guys get like a crazy, it's like a 14-year, 12-year, 14-year. crazy term, right, as governors. And he has 2 more years. So even though he won't be, he said he's staying on because of Trump's actions and the investigation. So just maybe a power move, might just be a big middle finger. But that's what I think was either what caused the dump or people to kind of knee jerk reaction, or like I say, people to manipulate the market, however you look at it. Yeah. Hey, Scott. Scott is actually from the Heine community, and happy Thursday to you too, Scott, as well as the host of their show, which is, believe this, check this out, 3:30 Vegas time and Pacific Coast time. But of course, 6:30 on the East Coast, goes for an hour, hour and a half. Like I say, great little community. They've got a token, they've got NFTs, but mostly they have great group of communities and a lot of education, and a lot of their spaces are good and friendly. And if you're looking for a community, man, I can't recommend one better than them. And they post some great stuff, just quality individuals, quality people in there. And look, community's good, especially you get some alpha, you can get some education if you're newer, you get support when times are bad. And heck, let me just tell you this, I can promise you this, we're all going to be out at Nashville next year. Well, knock on, let's see, is there some wood here? Knock on the drawer, because unless Bitcoin's like still tanking next year, we were better off last year. Like I was a lot more a better bet. Better is a relative term, because I'm more excited about Bitcoin than ever. Another year later, and it's on sale still. So, but we're planning on that. They had an early bird ticket just till last night. They didn't give out the free passes like they did last year. The last day you could jump on and get a free pass. I think they were $199. They were going up. I was going to get it. I actually had it pulled up, and their Pro Pass, which was $2,200 at the door here, it was $499. Anyway, we'll probably have a good showing out there next year, but I don't know what the price is going to go up to. Probably like $50, $100 more. But the earlier you buy, obviously, the better. If you wait till the end, it's like $7.90, $6.99. So, but yeah, shout out to the Heine community, Mr. Heine, and obviously Scott, who hosts the show. But anyway, yeah, I hope we don't. I don't want to see his face anymore, even though I put it on the thumbnail. So let's get it. Tennessee banned all crypto ATMs, following the second state, which is Indiana. They're just ripping off a bunch of seniors. You get these young girls. And I heard it today. In fact, where I heard this was on the Heine community, their show today, as I was early up. I did talk a little bit, but I don't want to wake my wife up at 3:30 in the morning. But they talked about this crackdown on the big, they call them pig slaughter or pig slaughtering scams or whatever. But basically it's where it's where people get, like, if you're a guy, it might be some hot girl from Thailand or the Philippines or China, kind of getting on there, getting a relationship with you. If you're a lady, it might be a young guy, and they kind of eventually rip you off, right? And they're come cracking down on it. But basically, concept that you're kind of getting played. So yeah, be cautious of that stuff. And they're scamming, billions of dollars. And a lot of times they get these people to send their friends now, or lovers, or whatever you think they are. They get them to send money through the ATM. So, but that's a big thing. And shout out the Heine community for bringing that to light, and also talking about the definition. What that is. Yeah, I'll just end on this Metaplan. This was so cool. It was really cool to see this. You out. I don't think that they will. See if I can expand that to full screen. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Anyway, that's just cool to see Metaplan. I talk about them a lot. Talked to them yesterday. Took some video of their booth, but they're the Japan. They're the micro strategies of Japan. So this was just cool, man. Just cool for being a crypto person, being here for 15 years, to see this. Last, like I said, I didn't have a good view before, but I knew it was on there. I saw a bunch of videos of it, but I was able to shoot a lot myself. So I thought that was just cool. Cool stuff. But let's take a final look over here at the Nasdaq, see if we're doing any better, any worse. Appreciate everyone joining me live, man. All the support you can. If you want to jump over to the GM morning show. In fact, I got to hurry because I got to walk down. I'm not going to do it from the room for further thought of waking up my wife. I actually have a place I go in the casino and do it, and I don't have to be on my computer. So just a quick thing, and then I got to hustle down there to start that show. But join me over there. Opening Bell Crypto. Yeah, this is Opening Bell Crypto. That's a Bitcoin morning show. Yeah, we're still down, down a little more on the Nasdaq. Let's just take one look at Bitcoin, and we will call it a wrap for the day. And I'll be back tomorrow to wrap up the week. But let's see how we're doing. 76,531. We're going to pull the hourly chart up. Of course, I'm in a hurry, so it's slow. Yep. Up and down a little bit, but look, could be worse. We'll see what happens, guys. Thanks for joining me, especially everyone that joined me live here. Yeah, let's get CoinZoom on the sphere. Absolutely. Hey, man, Scott, we're working on it. I mentioned, you probably heard, working, actually spent 2 hours on the phone yesterday with my business partner, one of our biggest investors who's knows a lot about affiliate programs and stuff like that. And then also the Todd and Ben, the founders of CoinZoom, working on a super affiliate program, and we'll be able to, especially communities, you'll be able to refer people, and hopefully we're going to be able to, when you refer someone, they refer someone, we're going to hopefully get paid for your efforts on everything they spend. Hey, On God, good buddy. Met On God at Eat Denver. Yeah, how you doing, brother? Much love. Hopefully your mother-in-law is doing better. I know you said she had a stroke or something. Hopefully she's doing better. But anyway, man, thanks for joining me. Join me, jump over on the show. I got to run to get down there and get to where I have a signal. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll wrap this week up, man. But appreciate everyone. Have a good Thursday, everyone.